Hi sewing friends, welcome to my sewing room. My name is Beth. If you're new, welcome. Finished this quilt top about 3 months ago, and finally last week I began getting it quilted. I made my quilt sandwich, and I began with some blue painter's tape to get that diagonal line through the center of my quilt. Once I had that first line of quilting through my quilt, I moved the piece of tape over just a little bit, about 3 inches, and I did not do a lot of measuring as I added these lines. The quilt is constructed with a lot of pieces that are different sizes, so I thought that the quilting also could have a little variation in the size between the lines, and I'll be doing diagonal lines all the way through the quilt. Once all my diagonal lines were in, going one direction, I'm going to begin at the top, and here I started over to the side just a little bit. I didn't need to start in the middle now that I have the whole quilt quilted with some lines, so I'm going to do some straight lines top to bottom all the way across the quilt. When I had quilted a lot of the quilt, I remembered I had this little attachment for the walking foot that measures the lines so that I at least got those lines straight. I did want my straight lines to be straight, so that little addition to my walking foot helped keep things in line. After trimming away the excess batting and backing, I cut my binding strips 1 3/4 inches wide. This will be a single layer of binding that I'll be attaching to the front and hand stitching on the back. I began in the center of one of the sides and I stopped before I got to the bottom of the quilt. I pivoted with my needle down and I sewed off the corner of the quilt there, and now I'll turn the quilt and I'll fold that binding up and down and begin stitching right there on the fold. This is a continuous binding, it's called, so I'm going to fold the left side and cut right on that fold there. Just as long as I have enough binding on the right, I need at least 1 3/4 inches, the same width as the binding, and I'm going to put a fold right next to where I cut that piece off. I will use that little binding piece that I cut off, and I'll use that to measure, and I will cut right along the edge of that width of the binding there. And now I can attach these two ends just like I did when I was attaching my binding together, putting the ends there at a right angle, 90-degree angle I should say, and I'll stitch diagonally and make sure it fits on my quilt. Then I can cut off the excess triangles. My binding fits, so I cut away the triangles, and now I will finish attaching the binding to the front of my quilt. I turned the binding to the back and pinned all around, and I started hand stitching that binding to the back, and I left it for the next day. And between working on this quilt and the next day, I played a little game of pickleball and fell. So I injured my right hand. It's not a terrible injury. I was put in a splint for a few days until I found out I did have a fracture, and now I'm in a less restrictive brace that you'll probably see in future videos. But when I got injured, I was a little bit limited what I could do with sewing, but a friend provided a box of fabric this week. I was sent this wonderful box of fabric from Hawaii, and some of the fabrics, there's my injured hand, were these beautiful Hawaiian fabrics that needed to be squared up. So I'm going to square them up, and then I'm going to simply sew them together to make a beautiful quilt for Project Linus. Here are those pretty fabrics, and I divided them up and tried to figure out how to organize them as I laid the quilt out. There were a lot of pinks, so for the most part I put some 2 patches together, always using one of those squares as a pink and the other ones I mixed up. There was some purple, some white, and some blues. This was a quilt that I could put together even though I was a little bit limited with my mobility, but this is something, putting these patches together just one square at a time, was something I could do. And this little thread cutter helped me out a lot because scissors were not easy to use. So I had this little pennant in my sewing room that I hadn't used before, and I was able to use that as I pieced these squares together just to cut those threads as I worked. Once my quilt top was complete, I pressed all of those beautiful squares together, and now I have a quilt ready to be finished up for Project Linus, and I was really happy to be able to get a little something done even with my little injury. But I know that I'll be back to sewing very soon now that I've lost that more restrictive splint. I can do a little more in the sewing room. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.